The first thing to do when using your CPS Clicker system is to open the Exam View Test Generator on your computer. Once opened, it'll ask you what you want to do. Click Create a New Test Exam. Then in that box that pops up, type the title you want to give your exam and press OK. A box with general information will pop up and you just click OK again. A new screen shows where you need to click the Questions tab at the top of the page, click New, and then scroll over to the kind of questions you want. We're going to do multiple choice questions for this exam. A space shows up where you can type in the multiple choice question that you wish. Once you have typed in that question, you will have to go through the same process over and over again for every single question. So again, you click Question, New, Multiple Choice, and then you'll see the same page pop up with the blank, and you just type in the question you want to ask for this exam. There are previously made exam view questions that you can choose from, but most teachers like to come up with their own questions because they know exactly what their students need to be tested on, what they already know, and what you want them to learn. So what I'm showing you today is how to create your own exam view to use with the CPS Clicker system. So as you can see, you just type in the question, and it can be as short or as long as you want it to be, with all different parts of a question. Then in the space provided, you can type answers for A, B, C, and D. And then once you have typed in all the answer choices to your question, you need to scroll down to the bottom of the page where there's an option for you to choose the correct answer from a drop-down menu. Click the correct answer, and on the left-hand side, click Record. You'll see your question pop up on the page, and then again you start the process over. Question New, Multiple Choice, type in your question. Once your exam is created, you'll click the CPS icon on your desktop. The program you will use to actually give your exam to your students using CPS Clickers. The program opens up, your Lessons and Assessment tab, and then you'll notice on the bottom left side that your assessment pops up in a window. Once you click on the assessment you want, you'll notice all of your questions pop up on the right-hand side. Once you see them there, go ahead and scroll above them to the Engage button and click it to start your test. You'll notice a box pops up with the CPS synchronizing. If they don't synchronize, you can't do your exam. Once that is done, click Next at the very top of your screen, and you'll notice that your exam view test will pop up for all of your students to see. In these clips, I'm showing you a teacher work with her students using the CPS Clicker system. Her method is to read each question to the students, read each answer to them, and then give them a minute to answer the question. Based on how many students are actually answering the question and how quickly they get the question answered, she can either trim down the time from a minute or give them just a few more seconds if they need it. Every student has their own CPS clicker, and once they input the system, it goes straight to the screen and shows her that each number of the CPS clickers has been inputted. And she can tell students right away, okay, number 3, you need to input your answer, and it just reminds them that she's waiting. Once she's done with the timer, she can show the correct answer to students, and this is a nice aspect of the exam view and the CPS Clicker system because the teacher can go over every single answer, why the answer is correct, and maybe why some of their students would have gotten confused and chosen the incorrect answer. So it does provide immediate feedback for the students, which is a great strategy to use with your class. The teacher can monitor as she's walking around, and then once she feels ready, she goes on to the next question by clicking the arrow at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. The next question pops up. She reads it out loud to her students, reads all the answer choices to them, and once she has read them all, she goes ahead and then she will start the timer and allow students a chance to answer the questions. Immediately, the clicker system numbers pop up at the bottom of the screen, and she's able to tell right away what students are answering and what students are not. The clicker system is not assigned per student, although you can assign each student a specific clicker number. But for the most part, most teachers just give each student a number and go ahead and just tell the computer system that they're using 30 clickers that day. That way it's more of an anonymous kind of a setting. You can assign them, and that way you can do more of a summative type of assessment. This process goes on for however many questions you decide to put in your exam. Most exams I usually have going about 10, 15, usually no more than 20 questions because of the discussion we do after each question. So once you pull this up, here's an up-close view of the screen. Click the arrows, that gets the question going. Then you can see the boxes with the numbers turn blue as students are answering the questions. Students may, once they have answered the question, go back and change it. They just need to make sure that they resend their answer. Once all the students have answered and the teacher feels they've been given enough time, she can pause the time if she wishes, or she can give them a few more seconds. Like I said before, she just has to add it onto the timer. As soon as she stops the timer, the correct answer pops up. Here you're going to see a shot where you can see the screen in the background with this teacher. And I chose this particular shot because you can see once they get the question, student enters and hits send, and then they're done. Again, like I said, they can change their answer. They'll just have to resend it. So let's review one more time. Open exam view. If you have to, you may have to browse your computer to choose your exam. If that's the case, you just find it in your documents where you've saved it and open it up, and it pops right up into the box. You click the exam you want to give, say OK. You'll see your questions pop up, and then you just click the Engage key on the screen. Again, your CPS clickers must be synchronized. If you're having trouble getting them synchronized, the first thing you want to check is that you have plugged in your CPS USB port into your computer. This can be found in every box of CPS clickers. Enjoy using your CPS clickers. Your students will love them.